So the pest control guys have my office building completely sealed off. I'm gonna have to work from home the next week.
Whoa, you seeing patients in your house?
Only in case of emergency. I'm pretty much on standby. I'll just use the time to catch up on the latest psychiatric journals.
Fun. You ever considered taking a holiday?
Actually, Sabrina just booked a beach vacation, but I just get so bored laying around all the time.
You? No. Whoa, Kurt.
So great to see you.
You too. Man, what are you doing in Atlanta?
I transferred to the base in Albany. I'm in logistics, and my wife Kayla's here now.
Oh, so sorry. Kurt, this is my friend Haley. Kurt and I served together in the Marine Corps, and Haley and I served together in the DA's office.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Oh, excuse me.
Everything okay?
Not the call I was hoping for.
How long are you in town for? You here for the day? What's going on?
I'm here half the week, on base the other half. I'm in charge of the contractors out of Atlanta, so I'm doing an inspection, arranging transpo, that kind of thing.
Not exactly like patrolling a stretch of desert littered with IEDs now, is it?
Not exactly, but just as dangerous.
You know, we're all going out to dinner tomorrow night. You and your wife should come along with us.
Oh, yeah, Kayla would really like that. Yeah, she could use some friends in the city.
Great, you can tell me all about Fincher the Marine.
Only if you tell me all about Fincher the investigator.
Do I get to join this conversation?
We'll see.
It's great to see you, man.
My man. All right.
Nice meeting you. So one night we were out on patrol and I found a dead camel spider. And I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're pretty big.
Pretty big? Just as big as my hand.
Okay. So when he went to sleep, I slipped one in his boot.
No.
And I got woken up to the loudest scream I've ever heard in my entire life.
That is just like med school.
Well, tell him why.
It turns out the spider wasn't dead.
Now I know why you're afraid of spiders.
Yes, I'm scarred to this day.
By the way, you don't need to check your phone every 3 seconds.
Sorry. Just expecting a call.
Yeah, you're always expecting a call.
So, Kurt, how is it that you've been based in Atlanta? Are you a recruiter?
No, I'm posted to the base in Albany. But my job is to liaise with the civilian contractors based here in Atlanta. So I'm here half the week and on base the other half. Kayla gets to live in a regular city again, like a normal civilian. I get to spend a lot of time with her.
And there's no camel spiders here, so.
Yes.
None.
Where's the ladies' room?
Oh, it's in the back.
Thank you.
Kurt, I have the same fitness tracker, and I love it.
Oh, Kayla bought it for me. Honestly, I don't even know how to work the thing. I wear it for her, but really I just use it as a watch.
I noticed a huge difference in my workouts. I can show you how to use it if you'd like.
Might take you up on that sometime. Excuse me, I need to make a call.
Maybe you should go check up on him. Oh, you may not know this, but I was recently made chair of the fundraising committee at Atlanta Memorial.
Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you. I'm very excited. So I put together a calendar featuring men of the hospital.
It's a great idea.
I thought so, but I've hit a bit of a snag. So it's sitting at the printers, about to be assembled and shipped off. But one of my models had a change of heart, and he won't sign the release. So I'm without a Mr. November, and unless I find one, the whole project is sunk.
Are you asking me to do it?
I know you work for the city coroner, which means you don't technically work for the hospital, but you work with us all the time. And I'm desperate, Jonas. I can't find anyone. And if things fall apart, I will have blown our budget for the year with nothing to show for it.
I don't know.
Just think about it.
But get back to me by tomorrow, okay?
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
I think I need another drink.
What's going on with you and Kayla?
We're just trying to adjust to all this. And I've been a bit preoccupied lately.
Yeah. You get in touch with whoever's got you so worried?
Not so good at the subterfuge, am I?
Never were. You want to talk about it?
It's not the right time.
Whenever. There's no expiration date on my offer.
Thanks. I take you up on that, just not yet.
Here you are.
What happened?
I just have a headache. I'm going home. You can stay if you want.
No, let's go.
Give my excuses to everyone, will you?
Of course.
It's nice to see you, Fincher.
You too. Call me, okay? I mean it.
I will.
You're quiet. Am I going too fast for you?
No, I've just been thinking about what Megan was asking me last night.
Oh, the calendar.
Yeah, I mean, I know how expensive it is for hospitals to stay current, and fundraising is essential.
True.
But I just don't think I'm the kind of person who likes to be the center of attention.
You're the center of my attention.
My favorite place to be. What do you think?
I think you should do it. It's good for the hospital. It's good for you to do something you don't normally do. Besides, I wouldn't mind dating a model.
A medical examiner doesn't do it for you?
Why can't I have both?
I guess at the very least, I can guarantee them one sale.
2. I'll need one for my office.
All right, then, I'll do it.
Okay. We're gonna have to pick up the pace. You're gonna need to be in shape if you're gonna be all famous.
I'm hardly going to be famous. It's just a hospital calendar.
Stop making excuses because you're slow.
Oh, okay, it's on. I'll race you to the last lamppost.
Okay. Waiter buys breakfast.
Oh, of course. I got you. Hey, Kurt, what's going on?
Fincher, I think I need to take you up on your offer. To help.
Yeah, what's up?
Not over the phone.
Okay, well, I'm on a stakeout right now, but I can swing by your place in about an hour.
I have to head to base. I'll be back in Atlanta on Sunday.
Okay, man, Sunday's fine. We can meet up. Kurt, you sure you're okay?
Yeah. Maybe not. We'll talk on Sunday.
Okay. All right, man.
Good job on the Brody case. I think we might get a conviction with that corroborating evidence you found.
Oh, my pleasure, Miss District Attorney.
You do not have to call me that, Fincher. Paulina will be fine.
I know. I just love that you won the election, that's all.
Yeah, more than a year ago. Hey, by the way, have you seen Haley?
Yeah, I see Haley all the time.
How's she doing?
Getting in trouble, as per usual.
I've been meaning to give her a call.
You should. She would love to hear from you.
I will do. See you later.
All right.
Mr. Garland,
Yes.
Sergeant Nesbitt.
How may I be of service?
We're looking for Staff Sergeant Kurt Cullen. Have you been in contact with him?
We spoke yesterday, but you already know that.
What did you talk about?
We made plans to get together on Sunday.
Do you know his current whereabouts?
I assumed he was on base.
Please call me immediately if you do hear from him.
I will when you tell me exactly what this is all about.
Staff Sergeant Cullen is in violation of his terms of service.
How so?
He failed to report for duty this morning and is currently absent without leave.
He's AWOL? No way.
If you do hear from him, please tell me. I can still keep him from getting into too much trouble, but not for much longer.
Thanks, Sarge.
Thank you.
Hey, Haley, you free? Yeah, I think I need your help with something.
I just can't believe he would do this to me, especially since I told him I'm not comfortable in this house sometimes.
Are you having trouble being alone when he's on base?
Kurt's been overseas for most of our marriage. I'm not afraid to be alone, but the past few days I've just had this feeling.
What feeling?
I swear someone's been watching this house.
Well, have you seen anybody?
No. I'm sure it's just my mind playing tricks on me. I've been angry with Kurt, and I've just been on edge.
What's been troubling you?
Nothing.
Something to do with Kurt.
You have an idea of what's happening. And I can see that you find it deeply hurtful. We're here to support you.
I just want to find Kurt before the MPs do. Help him with whatever trouble he's in.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything for sure.
What do you suspect?
I think Kurt's left me for another woman.
No. Why would you think that?
He keeps secrets. He pretends like he's in Atlanta to spend time with me, but when he's here, I barely see him.
How long has he been like this?
A few weeks, maybe. We've only been here 4 months.
Kurt told me the whole reason he took the transfer was for you.
Yeah, maybe it was. Then, but things have changed.
I know it's hard, but try not to jump to conclusions. There may be another explanation.
We'll find him, Kayla. I promise.
I just can't believe that Kurt would run off on Kayla, even if they were having problems. I mean, he wouldn't do something like that.
We all sensed the tension between them the other night.
Yeah, but you know, the man I served with, he wasn't a deserter or a cheater.
Well, people change, Fincher. You haven't known him for a while.
Yeah, but you just don't get this, Haley. You can't. Serving in the military is like having another family. You don't like everyone, you don't get along with everyone, but your brother's all the same. And you know them like no one else, not like their parents, not like their wives. And I'm telling you, I know Kurt Cullen. He's not that kind of guy. Sorry to ask for your help, Monty. I know with Danny being away in Florida for his parents' anniversary, you must be swamped.
Oh, that's not it, Fincher. You know, I would love to help you out, but it's not our jurisdiction, and the military MPs have not asked for our help.
Is there really nothing you can do?
Look, I'm sure the MPs are doing everything that we would in this situation. I'm really sorry. My hands are tied.
I understand.
So now what?
Well, he left his phone at home, so even if we could get into it, it won't tell us where he is now.
What about his fitness tracker? It's the same one I had. It has GPS.
Well, how do we access it?
Just log in.
Let's hope he didn't change his password.
Well, Caleb bought Kurt the fitness tracker, and he said he didn't know how to use it. So my guess is he never even logged into his account, much less changed the default password. And I'm in.
What can you see?
Well, the fitness tracker is not currently active, but that could just mean that he took it off.
Can you see the last time it was active?
9 p.m. last night, but after that it goes dark, nothing else.
Where was he at 9 p.m.?
Still in Atlanta.
Well, that's odd. He should have been halfway back to Albany by that time. Does it say exactly where?
It does. The wooded area of Piercedale Park. This is it.
Let's go see what we can find. Are we in the right spot?
Well, the coordinates on the fitness tracker show it to be basically right here. If there's something to find, it's pretty close.
There it is. I couldn't find anything on him. Anything in the surrounding area? Wallet? Keys?
Nothing. No ID on him at all. Could have been a robbery.
But why leave the fitness tracker?
True. Now, it looks like Sergeant Cullen's car is across the street. We found a small amount of blood evidence in the back seat.
So he was killed somewhere else.
More likely injured. We're canvassing the area for a security camera, but it's a bit of a dead zone.
I guess you had to call them.
You know I had to. Crimes involving active duty personnel fall under the military jurisdiction.
It looks like we're about to be kicked off this investigation.
I'm afraid so.
Mr. Garland, I'm sorry we had to meet again like this.
Likewise.
I know Staff Sergeant Cullen was her friends, and I want you to know we'll do everything that we can to find out what happened.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's the least I can do. Shall we?
So the Marines are taking over?
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna get here so fast. I don't suppose you saw anything.
Not much, but the cause of death was fairly clear. Gunshot wound to the temple. Rigger supports the time of death that was close to when his fitness tracker stopped reporting. I also saw bruising on his neck that could have been from a necklace being torn off.
His dog tags are missing.
His hands were a bit scruffed up, his fingernails torn.
He's a Marine. He fought back.
Bruising around his wrists may mean he was restrained, but there was also a lump on his head that indicates some kind of trauma was inflicted pre-mortem.
Yeah, so that explains the small amount of blood in the backseat of his car.
So he fought back, and then he was hit over the head, which probably incapacitated him. His wrists were bound, and he was thrown into his car.
Brought here to be executed.
It's all speculation until a proper autopsy is performed, but unfortunately, I won't be the one to do it. I'm sorry, Fincher. I'll do my best to liaise with the military police, but in my experience, they do not like to share.
No, they do not. Thanks for everything.
Whatever I can do, Fincher.
You okay?
You already know the answer to that.
Fincher, I am so sorry.
I'm just trying to wrap a mind around it. This is Kurt, a U.S. Marine. He didn't deserve to die like that.
No, he didn't.
I don't like it, Haley. I don't like it one little bit.
Are you going to investigate?
I have to find out who did this to him. He'd do the same for me.
Lieutenant Chris Young, this is my husband's friend, Fincher Garland, and his friend, Haley Dean. Lieutenant Young was Kurt's commanding officer.
Fincher Garland, you served in Iraq with Kurt.
That's right.
I remember him mentioning you. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Young was just paying his respects.
But I should be heading back. It's a long drive to Albany. If you need anything at all, you call me.
Thank you.
I'll walk you out. Kurt wanted to talk to me about something. I thought he might be in some kind of trouble.
Did he say what?
No.
We were supposed to meet next weekend. He didn't say anything to you about anything unusual at work or anything else, maybe?
Not that I recall. And even if I did, you know I wouldn't be able to tell you as a civilian.
No, I know.
It's hard to accept the death of our brothers anytime, even less when it's a random mugging like this.
The MPs are calling this a random attack?
That's the current theory.
Gunshot to the head is more like an execution.
Look, I can only tell you what they're telling me.
Is Kurt having trouble with anybody on the base?
I know you want answers. But you know this wasn't a military issue. It happened in a park here in the city. Sometimes tragedies don't make sense. You spend enough time overseas to know that. I'm glad to know Mrs. Cullen has a former Marine here in Atlanta to look out for her.
I just feel so guilty. I was so angry. I don't even remember what I said to him the last time we talked.
Why were you angry?
Because he canceled our dinner plans again.
Were you here when Kurt left home?
No, I was picking up takeout so that we could have a quick dinner before he left for base. And by the time I got back, he was gone.
Did he leave a note or any explanation?
No. I knew something was going on, but he wouldn't tell me. That's why I thought he was seeing someone else. Well, he insisted he wasn't. But I didn't believe him. I didn't know I'd never see him again. And I don't know why he was in that park when he should have been home.
Kayla, this wasn't your fault.
What if it was?
An affair? I just don't buy it.
No matter how well you know someone, you can never know their inner turmoil.
The jealous lover? That's very unlikely to me.
Unlikely doesn't mean impossible. And we cannot discount the idea that there was someone stalking Kurt in Kayla's house.
Yeah, but by that theory, the jealous lover and the stalker are the same person.
Something to keep in mind.
You know, I don't know anything about Kurt's life here in Atlanta or on base in Albany. But you know, there's a whole bunch of reasons why this could have happened. And I don't believe what that Lieutenant Young was saying about how this could be a random mugging in the park.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah. And he wasn't very receptive when I asked if Kurt had any issue with anybody here on the base.
Doesn't seem like the open, sharing kind of guy. Fincher, I'm sorry. I know all this uncertainty is painful.
You know, I gotta know the truth, Haley. And because the military has jurisdiction on this, that means I can't officially investigate from the DA's office, and Atlanta PD won't be anywhere near this case.
Well, it's a good thing we're not Atlanta PD. We can start by retracing his steps.
How?
Well, the fitness tracker has 48 hours of Kurt's movement recorded.
That's a start.
Mm-hmm. So this is the last place Kurt went after he left his house the day he died. Greystone Foods, Inc.
Yeah, it was probably one of his inspections. Looks like a distribution center.
Distributing what?
And the Marines, they contract civilian companies for supplies. This could be anything from toilet paper to computer hardware to uniforms.
And Kurt had to make sure the suppliers were fulfilling their contracts properly. I mean, I guess Marines overseas have bigger things to worry about than running out of toilet paper.
Yeah, it's been known to happen. Yeah, Kurt had a big responsibility to keep the supply chain moving.
I'm sorry, this area is employees only. It's a safety issue.
We're looking for someone in charge.
That's me, Elisa Greystone. This is my company.
We were hoping to ask you about Kurt Cullen.
Well, I've already spoken to the military police. Are you?
Just following up on a few things.
Whatever I can do to help, of course.
What do you supply here?
We supply the MREs.
It's meals ready to eat. It's the prepackaged food the military would issue to us while we were on patrol or otherwise off base. A lot of guys love it. I was not one of them.
Well, we do our best, but they're designed to nourish and never go bad, so taste is not the highest priority. Would you like to try? Just add water to the line on the heater package, then put in the food package, and it self-heats in minutes.
That's amazing.
Did you notice anything unusual about the way that Sergeant Cullen was acting the last time you saw him?
He did seem a bit preoccupied, but I didn't know him that well. He'd only been doing the inspections for a few weeks.
Sergeant Cullen was very by the book. Must have made those first few inspections pretty nerve-wracking.
Well, I wanted everything to go well, for sure.
Oh, and did it?
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't appreciate the insinuation.
If you can just answer the question.
I don't think I will. And I'm not sure that I have to talk to you at all. You can see yourselves out.
Well.
So where to next?
Across town. Address belongs to Houston Industries.
Another inspection?
Yeah, most likely.
Hey, it's just the one skid today, okay? Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm a friend of Kurt Cullen's.
So sorry, I heard about what happened. Such a shock.
You were friends?
Yeah, we went out for beers a couple of times. He's a nice guy, very dedicated to his work.
Yeah, he, ever talked to you about anything personal?
No, not really.
But you sensed something was wrong.
I got the feeling there were problems at home, but I never asked.
Any, problems with your inspections?
No, never. I've had the contract for 5 years, so I pretty much know the drill.
Yeah. What do you, supply here?
Kitchen supplies. Pots, cutlery, that sort of thing.
Last time you saw Kurt?
When he showed up here, did an inspection, a little faster than usual, I'd say, but that was it. Sorry for your loss, but I don't think I can be much more help to you than that. Still, if you need anything else, it's my card.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
So Kurt left his house in the morning, as usual, and he went to his 2 scheduled inspections.
Mm-hmm. Both check out. Looks like Tom also deals in commercial kitchens, has a good reputation, honest businessman.
What about Elisa Greystone?
Relatively newly incorporated, no civilian clients. She's a failed chef. Apparently, her last kitchen was shut down for repeated safety violations.
So it's possible that Kurt discovered something that wasn't up to Marine standards, and maybe her contract was in jeopardy.
It's not anything we can confirm, but I'll keep digging.
Okay, so then after his 2 inspections, he went home at 6 p.m.
Right, when he spoke to me and told me he was going to the base later that night.
Only he didn't go to the base. He stayed home for an hour. Then he went to the park at 7 p.m., his last stop.
Right.
You probably weren't the last person he spoke to.
Right, and we know in that time that he had an argument with Kayla. We just don't know if it was before or after he spoke with me.
And then his fitness tracker went dark at 9 p.m. Fincher, we don't have to do this right now.
Haley, you know I'm not gonna stop till I get to the truth. What did he do in the park for 2 hours? Why didn't he take his phone with him? Was he meeting somebody? This whole case doesn't make any sense. Fincher Garland. Of course. I'll come to you. I was Sergeant Nesbitt, MP in charge of the investigation. Turns out I was the last person that Kurt spoke to.
So you're a suspect.
Person of interest.
Oh, I better get home. I gotta clear my schedule.
Haley, you don't have to come with me.
It's adorable that you think that.
They won't even let you in the room.
I am still a member of the bar, and last time I checked, you are a civilian in need of a lawyer.
Right.
It's very sweet of you to bring me breakfast, Jonas.
So, the calendar photo shoot is tonight.
That's so exciting.
You say exciting. I say terrifying.
Well, you don't need to worry. We've got a couple of minutes. Why don't you show me what you've got? Go on, pose.
Okay, I'm terrible.
You're just overthinking it. Just relax your body, be natural. Yeah. Okay, great. And now, just act like you just heard something. Like, oh, put your hand on your hip.
Okay.
No, that's too much. Okay, and now look at me and smile. Now that's $1 million smile.
I only smile like this at you.
Well, then I guess I'll have to go to your photo shoot so you can smile like this at me.
I would love that.
I would love it too. Croissant?
No, thanks.
When was the last time you ate?
I'm just not very hungry right now.
You want to talk about it?
Can I say no?
Nope. What you thinking?
One night in Iraq, we were on a standard patrol. I saw this light flashing in the distance. So I stepped away from the patrol to investigate. And I found myself pinned down behind a rock on a sniper fire. With a twisted ankle. I was stuck and alone.
Fincher.
I really thought I was a goner. But Kurt found me. Dragged me out of there. Dodging bullets the whole time.
It's a miracle you weren't hit.
Yeah, I wasn't. But Kurt took one in the chest. Luckily, his vest kept the damage down to a couple broken ribs.
I had no idea.
It's just what we did for each other. Brothers for life. Thing is, Haley, I knew something was wrong.
Which is why you offered to help. And he called you to take you up on that offer.
I didn't get the help when it mattered most.
It still matters, Fincher. The truth always matters.
Fincher Garland to see Sergeant Nesbitt. Thanks, Sergeant. I haven't been on a base in a long time.
Good memories?
Yeah. My days in the Marine Corps are some of the best days of my life.
Why did you decide to leave?
Oh, it was my time. I don't regret the way my life has gone since, but, civilian life suits me much better. The food alone.
Well, I thought military food was good.
I have a very discerning palate.
And by discerning palate, you mean add bacon.
Yeah, more bacon.
Private Cheryl Park.
Mr. Garland, thanks for coming.
Happy to help.
You've been to Albany before?
I did all my training at Camp Lejeune.
I haven't been there since basic. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Another missing Marine. I hope you find her.
We always do. Ma'am, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you to wait in the lobby. We don't allow friends in the interview.
Oh, well, she's not my friend. She's my lawyer.
Well, in that case, right this way, please.
Let the record show that my client, Fincher Garland, has come here of his own volition. He made the 4-hour drive from Atlanta to assist you in your investigation in any way he can.
So noted. Look, we don't need to be so formal. Mr. Garland here is a former U.S. Marine, which means he's amongst family.
Call me Fincher.
All right, Fincher. Now, you were the last person to have a phone conversation with Staff Sergeant Cullen. You previously stated it was to make plans for the following week. Was that all you guys talked about?
Pretty much. It's just a formality, but what were you doing Monday night?
I was home, alone.
Do you own a gun?
Yes. Colt 45.
Staff Sergeant Cullen was not shot with a .45 caliber gun, but it was a handgun.
I guess your city medical examiner could tell you that much.
Of course, it wasn't a .38. That would be too small. Was it a 9mm?
I can't reveal details of an active investigation.
Excuse me. I'll be right back.
His body language could not have been more obvious. He believes Kurt was shot with a 9mm.
You know, I knew I brought you along for a good reason. Rattling off calibers to see his reaction, that was genius.
Haley. What? It's not my fault he left sensitive information in the room. He should know better. Okay, so these are Kurt's phone records. It looks like you were his last call, in or out. And then they've marked Kayla and the base, and then there's some unidentified number he called several times, but no answer. I'm gonna text it to Monty, see if she can put a trace on it.
They already would have done that here.
Probably, but do you think they'd share that with us? No.
Sorry for the interruption.
You know, like I said outside, I'm happy to help in any way I can. But I could be of more assistance to you if you just tell me what you know.
I wish I could. Now, why don't you tell me more about your time in the service with Staff Sergeant Cullen?
Mr. Garland, Miss Dean, I heard you're on base today. I'm sorry I had to go through an interrogation on top of everything.
Well, I work in law enforcement. I know the drill.
Well, then you also know that our police are in control of the investigation and highly capable.
Yeah, I do know that.
Then let's just leave them to it.
Happy to.
Glad we understand each other.
Okay, then.
So how are you feeling?
I'm relieved that I'm not really a suspect anymore. It was the last thing I wanted to deal with.
I'm relieved, too.
And I'm glad we got a little bit of information, but I'm frustrated. We're so stuck.
And?
I know you want me to say that I'm sad, but I don't have time for sad. Not yet.
I get it. And when the sadness comes, I will be there.
I know.
It's Monty. She says that unidentified phone number from Kurt's cell records belongs to a burner phone. She can leave an open trace on it, but if they get a hit, then they have to tell the MPs right away.
No, we'll take it.
Oh, that reminds me of something I saw in the file. Kurt's cell phone was reset to factory settings.
He wiped his phone. But why?
To delete whatever was on it, I guess.
But what was he trying to get rid of?
A secret email account, a video, photo.
Yeah, but there wasn't anything at all in the cloud under his account.
Well, if he was trying to hide something, it's going to be hard for us to find it without the actual phone.
Jonas, I wouldn't have asked you to do this if I didn't think you'd be great at it.
If only I had your confidence.
Why don't you give Haley a call? See if she's close. I can put everyone off a bit longer.
Yeah, thanks, Megan.
No problem.
It's Jonas. I thought we'd be back by now. His photo shoot. Hey, Jonas. I am so sorry. We're driving back from Albany. I don't think we're gonna make it. I feel terrible.
Don't. Fincher's more important than my nerves. I'll be fine.
Just remember what we practiced, okay? Relax and think about something that makes you smile.
I know exactly what to think about. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Break a leg.
You gonna be okay?
I hope so.
They aren't coming.
No, still on the road.
You ready to go?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right, then. Let's get this party started. Wardrobe, get him dressed.
It's Kayla.
At this hour?
Kayla, is everything okay?
I'm sorry to bother you so late, but that feeling I had that someone was watching the house.
What, was someone there?
I don't know. I just heard noises outside. I'm too scared to check.
Okay, listen, call the police. We're on our way.
Yeah, he was gone by the time I got around to the front. Yeah, she says she's okay. Okay, thanks. Monty's gonna send a car over to watch the house. Haley, you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken up.
I'm so sorry. I should have never put you in danger like that.
Kayla, you didn't know.
I sort of did.
What do you mean?
This was in the mail today. It's addressed to Kurt. Whoever sent this knows where we live.
So why would someone send Kurt a threat days after his death?
They didn't. It was postmarked 2 weeks ago.
Did it get held up?
Well, if you look closely, the house number's wrong. I sent a uniform out to canvass, and it seems it was misdelivered to the neighbor who's out of town. He only just got back yesterday.
Self-sealing envelope, so no DNA. Fingerprints on the note?
3 sets, Kayla's, Fincher's, and a mystery print. No match in Aphis.
So it was a warning.
Yeah, and the killer followed through. It's a theory, but the threat doesn't give us any indication as to what Kurt did.
Clearly it was meant for more than one person, but do you think Kayla's in danger?
We don't know. So the car will stay out there for the time being. And we're circulating the sketch of the man that you saw.
What about the threat itself?
Well, standard paper, standard ink, done on a common laser printer. Not much to go on. Where's Fincher?
With Kayla?
Okay, I gotta get in there. Thanks for coming in, Kayla. So, have you ever seen this man before?
Is this who was outside my house?
Has anyone ever threatened Kurt?
Not that I know of.
Anyone ever come by the house looking for him?
Just after we moved in, a woman came to the door with a housewarming cake. And she said she wanted to apologize for her husband.
Apologize for what exactly?
She said now that Kurt took the job her husband wanted, he was retiring. And she was happy about it. I guess they had some kind of argument at work. She was embarrassed, and I didn't want to make her feel any worse, so I didn't ask.
But you asked Kurt about it.
I told him. And he just said I didn't need to worry. It was taken care of.
But you asked Kurt about it.
I told him. And he just said I didn't need to worry. It was taken care of.
Do you remember this woman's name?
Jean Piszczek.
I just got off the phone with Jean Piszczek. She and her husband Martin are separated, and she's living in Arizona now. She can't account for Martin's whereabouts the night of the murder.
Did she tell you what happened between Martin and Kurt?
Yeah, apparently when Kurt arrived on his first day, Martin attacked him, saying that he'd been waiting years for that cushy post and that Kurt was ruining Martin's marriage. The MPs had to come and restrain him. It was a pretty bad scene.
Sounds like motive to me.
The only address listed for Martin is the house where he and his wife lived, but it's been rented out. I spoke with the tenants. They only ever deal with Jean. I'll try and get some phone records.
I'll check his financials.
Oh, that's Megan. I have to get down to the hospital. I missed the photo shoot, but there's no way I'm missing the big reveal.
Tell him I say hi.
Ah, thanks.
Hey.
Haley, you made it.
I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, before I get all caught up in this, Fincher isn't really talking to me about what happened, and I didn't want to push him.
Fincher doesn't usually talk about himself unless it's food related.
I know. I'm glad he has you to help him through all this.
I'm glad he has you too.
All right, everyone. It is the moment of truth. Gather round. Come on over. Don't be shy. All right. Oh, Jonas should be here for this.
I just talked to him. He should be here any minute. There he is.
Great. All right, ready? Presenting Dashing Doctors. What a cover, am I right?
Wow.
Jonas, our cover boy, do you love it?
Wow. Would you excuse us a minute, Megan?
I swear, I had no idea they were putting me on the cover. Haley, what am I gonna do?
What do you mean?
Everybody's staring, grabbing.
Look, you clean up very nicely.
You think it's okay?
I think I'm a lucky girl.
Whoa, is that Jonas? Mm-hmm. He looks like a movie star.
This is my calendar, and you're gonna have to buy your own.
Oh, yes, you mean one for me and everyone I've ever met in my entire life, or I'll never hear the end of it? Yeah.
I'm assuming that you are picking me up for a reason other than guilting me out of my calendar.
Yes, I managed to find the address for Martin Piszczek.
Ooh, stakeout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, girl. His neighbor said he's not home, but he usually gets in around this time.
This is not the guy I saw outside of Kayla's.
You sure?
Positive.
Well, he could have been the guy who sent the threat. And there he goes right now. Right on cue. Martin! Martin Piszczek? I'm a friend of Kurt Cullen's.
Then you're no friend of mine.
Can we ask you a few questions?
Questions?
Yeah, maybe we'll go down to the police station.
Yeah, sure.
You okay?
Yeah, go.
Now you pushed her down. Why don't you try pushing me down? Huh? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just annoyed.
Walk.
Why do I keep getting pushed lately?
You do have a knack for getting in between bad guys and their getaway.
I kind of do. Thanks for catching me.
You catch them, I catch you. It's our thing.
It is, isn't it?
Get in the car. Mind your head.
You admit that you attacked Kurt Cullen.
No point in lying about it. Half the base was there.
Kurt Cullen was killed last Monday night.
I heard. I'm only sorry I wasn't there to help.
Then you admit that you wanted him dead.
Yeah. I said as much to his face.
Where were you last Monday night?
I didn't kill him. If I had, I'd be bragging about it all over town.
Well, his anger is sincere. So is his arrogance.
You don't think he did it?
I believe him when he says he'd be bragging about it.
Yeah, but the MPs would have picked him up already.
Martin Piszczek's fingerprints are not a match to the threat sent to Kurt. I wish it was better news, but it looks like we're back, searching for the man that you saw outside the Cullen house.
Any luck canvassing?
No, no one recognizes the man in Haley's sketch, and no one remembers seeing Kurt leave the night that he was killed. Never mind someone else showing up.
I don't suppose the Marines had any luck with the fingerprints?
I called the MP in charge of Kurt's case, Sergeant Nesbitt, and he told me that they don't have a match in their system either.
But that was probably just a brush off, Monty.
So we're not looking for someone in the military, but Kurt's whole life was related to the Marines. I mean, the only thing he did off base was his inspections.
I don't suppose that we can get the fingerprints of the two suppliers that he visited the day he was killed.
But what if I already have them?
What?
Just give me a second now, Fincher. I might have them.
Haley, what'd you do?
It's a nice color. Oh, oh. Tom Houston's business card.
Oh.
And a little gift from Greystone. Okay, that was incredible. I still cannot believe you got us into Mario's.
I just figured it was worth a try.
How exactly did you get us in?
I just knew that you wanted to eat here, and I thought I'd give them a call and see if they had space for a local model.
You didn't.
I mean, this seems to be my 15 minutes of fame. I might as well take advantage. You know, it's funny, I'm still a bit embarrassed.
You're proud, and you should be. The calendar's a hit. It's great for the hospital, and besides, I kind of like dating a celebrity model. It has perks that I wasn't expecting.
Oh, well then hold on, because I plan on skipping the line at the coffee shop tomorrow.
Ooh.
You know, when you said you were bringing breakfast, I thought you meant bacon.
This is leftover lasagna from Mario's, and trust me, it is better than bacon.
Mario's? Megan has been trying to get a reservation at this place for weeks. That is food truck good. Megan's gonna be so jealous.
What can I say? My boyfriend's famous.
You know what, Haley? I'm so glad you have Jonas. Makes me worry about you a lot less.
Worry about me? I can't sleep for worrying about you.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. I will take all the sleepless nights to have you in my life.
See now, when you talk like that, Haley Dean, you're gonna make me cry, and I'm not gonna be able to stop crying.
You old softy. I have to go. I'm having coffee with Paulina, and I can't be late.
So how's life as a therapist?
I love it. My life is so much calmer now.
Calm? I don't even think that word's in my vocabulary.
Okay, level with me, Paulina. Something's up.
You always were perceptive. Do you remember Clayton Morrell?
My first time second cheering for you in my first murder trial. It's not one I will soon forget.
Me neither, but for different reasons.
You took the plea. It was the right call.
From murder 1 and a life sentence to manslaughter plus 20 years, eligible for parole in 10.
And this is the 10th year of a sentence.
It'll hit the papers soon. I wanted you to hear it from me first.
Have you talked to the families?
His is happy, of course. But Tamara's sister, she hung up on me. Not that I blame her. Clayton murdered her sister in cold blood in her own home, and now he's up for parole.
She'll forgive you when she's ready.
I don't think she'll ever forgive me. I kept a key witness off the stand.
The neighbor, he was drunk at the time.
You wanted me to use him anyway. I should have listened to you and not played it so safe.
No way. You made the right call. You got the conviction. You don't know that he'll be granted parole.
That's really what I wanted to talk to you about. His parole hearing has been set for next month. Will you testify against him?
Of course.
I'll have the case file sent over. I really appreciate this, Haley.
It may not work for you anymore, but I will always feel a responsibility to my old cases, even if I was only second chair.
You were a rising star even then, and I chose you because I knew you would make me better.
I learned from the best.
Well, I've got to get going because the guilty do not prosecute themselves.
Paulina, call me anytime. I mean it.
You know, this therapist thing, I get it. But I'm not convinced it's really you. Bye.
So I did some more digging into the two suppliers. Turns out there was a complaint against Greystone Foods, Inc. from one of its workers stating unsafe working conditions.
How so?
I don't know, but the employee not only rescinded the complaint, but refused to tell me why, saying that it was all a big misunderstanding. But get this, doesn't work there anymore.
Do you think he was paid off to withdraw his complaint?
You know, he did mention a non-disclosure agreement.
Well, then he's legally prevented from saying anything. Otherwise, he could be held liable for some huge amount of money.
Right, which all points to a cover-up.
Do you think Kurt found out?
Or the unsafe conditions still exist.
Only Lisa Greystone wouldn't be able to pay off a Marine like Kurt to keep quiet.
And we know that the Marines are our only contract. Losing it would bankrupt Greystone Foods.
Oh, you again. I'm just on my way out.
Did you fail your last inspection?
Listen, I have to go.
Miss Greystone, you can understand how important it is that we know all the details surrounding Staff Sergeant Cullen's final days. I'm sure the two of you were able to discuss things.
He didn't care how complicated this business is.
I know the type. You want to explain your side of the story, but he probably didn't let you do that.
Worse, he actually wrote me up.
No, I'm sure that wasn't necessary.
It wasn't. I had a small glitch in my manufacturing. I caught it, I fixed it. It really wasn't a big deal. But because the affected shipment made it to the base before I could recall it, he said I was non-compliant with Marine regulations. He refused to listen to me.
That's awful. You must have been afraid you'd lose the contract.
Well, as you can see, it didn't affect my business. I was able to handle it. I'm sorry, I really do have to go.
Haley, it's a Marine sticker on that license plate.
So she's dating someone on the base?
That would explain how she managed to handle Kurt's report. She had someone disappeared for her.
But if she had an ally on the base, then why did she need Kurt dead?
Unless her ally buried Kurt's report because it was about to cause him trouble, too.
Hey, Monty, I was just about to call you. Can you run a license plate?
You'll have to wait.
Where are you?
You know that burner phone we've been tracing? The one Kurt's been calling?
You found it?
On the body of a woman who was shot in the park. We got a hit on the cell phone when it powered up for a few minutes, and we traced it to a teenager who said he found it about 100 yards from here. Since it was the same park where we found Kurt's body, we got the dogs out, and within an hour, we found this Jane Doe. No identification on the body, nothing in her clothing, no keys, no money, no jewelry.
Just like Kurt.
You think it's the same killer?
It's too early to say. And without Kurt's full autopsy report, we can only speculate, but I am leaning in that direction.
Do you have to tell the Marines?
Well, without an identity, she's a civilian Jane Doe. She was found in our jurisdiction, so that makes it Atlanta PD's investigation.
For now.
Fincher, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but I think that we need to look at Kayla first.
Why?
She was convinced that Kurt was seeing another woman. We found a woman communicating with him in the same park. We have to at least ask her the question. Do you have a gun?
No. Kurt does. He did. A Glock, I think. Whatever his service weapon was, he bought the same one to keep at home.
A 9mm.
If you say so.
Where is it now?
It was in our lockbox, but the Marine MPs took it.
You know this woman?
This is her, isn't it?
Her who?
The woman my husband was seeing behind my back.
You met her?
You're showing me the photo of a young woman. Who else would it be?
So you've never seen her before?
No.
So you'd never seen her before?
No.
She looked to the side. A sign that she was trying to access a memory.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Kayla killed her.
No.
We don't know who she is either.
Then why are you associating her with my husband?
We found her cell phone with your husband's number on it. And we found her body in the same park as your husband. We believe that they were killed by the same person.
And you think I did it? And you think I did it?
Did you?
Does it matter what I say?
Kayla can't be guilty. I just don't believe that she would kill her own husband.
Kayla didn't hide her anger that she feels towards our Jane Doe. Fincher, jealousy can be very powerful.
I know. I've seen it just as many times as you have. But what about the man you ran into outside Kayla's house? Or the threatening note? Kayla didn't send it to herself.
You're right, and there are a lot of questions that she doesn't have the answers to.
Like, if the MPs had matched ballistics to the gun found in Kayla's house, they would have arrested her already.
No, we can't assume that, Fincher. It's true that we can't tie Kayla to our Jane Doe. She has motive, but so far no opportunity. We have to let her go, but Fincher, she's still a suspect.
You recognize her, though.
Yeah, I may have seen her before.
Can you remember where you saw her?
Well, I spend most of my time here, but she doesn't work for me. Well, think about it. So the Marines, they're letting you assist on their investigation?
We're working a different case.
So the Staff Sergeant Cullen case, is it closed?
Far from it.
Any closer to finding the killer?
It's kind of you to ask, but we can't talk about an ongoing investigation.
Oh, of course not. My apologies.
It's quieter here than it was the other day.
Yeah, you know, it comes in waves. Big shipment comes in, it's hectic, then we just wait for the next one.
Mexico. They used to supply kitchens all over.
Well, it's a living.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I'm not sure what this has to do with me. Why are you here again?
Take a look at this photograph. Do you know this woman?
No.
You don't sound certain.
Maybe I've seen her before, but I couldn't say where or why.
Do you know her name?
I don't think so. Next time you have a question for me, call my lawyer.
Hi. Good timing. Jonas is on his way in to give a full autopsy report on our Jane Doe. Still no identifying her, though.
Well, both contractors recognized our Jane Doe, but neither knew her name.
You think Kurt ever brought her along in any of his inspections?
That'd be against protocol. Kurt was a stickler.
No. Neither of the fingerprints matched the threatening note, so that's a dead end.
What about the license plate of the car that Elisa got into?
Ah, yes, the car belonged to Lieutenant Chris Young, U.S. Marine Corps.
So, Elisa is dating Lieutenant Young?
Exactly the right man to get rid of a negative inspection report.
What if Kurt found out that Lieutenant Young tampered with the report and was giving preferential treatment to a substandard supplier?
And that's definitely something that Young would want to keep secret.
Jonas.
Hey, Monty.
Will you sign this, please?
Yeah, okay.
Her name's Beverly. Oh, that's the lab. I'll be right back. You get started without me and Jonas. Thank you. My mom will be the talk of bingo night.
So, autopsy?
Yes, Jane Doe. She was killed around 12 days ago. The recent cold snap kept her body well preserved, but I'm confident on the timing.
So she was killed 3 days before Kurt.
So Kurt hadn't heard from her for a while. That's why he kept checking his phone.
He was worried about her.
The bullet was 9mm. She was shot at close range in the right temple.
Just like Kurt.
Yes, the similarities between the victims are definitely there.
Well, we might have something. The lab finished restoring the cell phone from our Jane Doe. The only number it ever called was Kurt's, and the only message on it was an email addressed to an account, semperfi@senderout.com. It's a web-based email server. We're getting the account records.
Semper Fi. It's a Marine's motto. It means always loyal.
Kurt's private secret account.
And the subject line of the email said, the proof.
The proof of what?
And that is our Jane Doe. She sent Kurt a photo of herself.
She's a Marine. Private first class from the looks of it.
Name's Park. As in Private Cheryl Park?
Why does that name sound familiar?
That flyer we saw on the base. Sergeant Nesbitt told us she's AWOL.
I said the same thing about Kurt. Private Park's only living relative is her dad, Sam Park.
Hey, you.
You know each other?
Yeah. This is the guy who knocked me down at Kayla's house. This is the man we're looking for.
Really?
Has Mr. Park said anything? Did he explain what he was doing?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for the fingerprint results from the threatening note. It's a match. I better get in there. I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Park, but we found your daughter's body in Piercedale Park.
I knew she was dead. How'd you know? Where'd you get this photo?
Does it have a special significance to you?
No, I've never seen it before.
I'm sorry, Mr. Park. I know this is a lot to process, but we need to ask you some questions. Did you know Staff Sergeant Cohen?
No, not personally.
What were you doing outside of his house last week?
Have you ever seen this before?
No.
So you weren't trying to get it back?
No.
Mr. Park, we found your fingerprints on it.
Okay, I sent him the letter. But then I heard on the news that he was found dead. I knew what that was gonna look like, so. But hey, I didn't kill him. I just wanted some justice for my daughter.
And you think Kurt Cullen was responsible for what happened to her?
I don't know. 3 weeks ago, she calls me. She's scared. She's nervous. She said she'd found something that she shouldn't have found. She kept going on about buying a prepaid phone so it couldn't be traced back to her. I told her to go to your superior officer, Staff Sergeant Cullen.
What did she find?
Whatever she found got her killed.
He's having a lot of feelings right now, understandably. I believed his explanations.
Me too. I don't know where to go from here. We have no evidence linking Sam Park to Kurt's murder, and I can't see him killing his own daughter. And now I have to turn Cheryl Park's body over to the MPs. The case is no longer ours to pursue.
Monty, you gotta stall him. Something is going on over that base, and we have to find out what before they sweep it all under the rug.
Okay, let's go over this again. So we have a private who works at a distribution center. She tells her father she found something she shouldn't have.
Yeah, she trusted Kurt enough to send him a photo.
Which somehow is the proof of what she found. It just looks like a photo she took at work.
I will have forensics do a full workup on the photo. Maybe there's more to it than meets the eye.
Jonas, thanks for canceling the restaurant. I just wasn't in the mood for something fancy tonight.
I know you're worried about Fincher.
There's just not much I can do for him.
Haley, you're doing a lot just by being there for him. Sorry about that. I do have some good news. The hospital has raised, ready, $25,000 from the calendar, and that is just so far.
That's incredible.
So, I wanted to thank you for convincing me to do it.
Well, the hospital getting the support it needs is thanks enough.
I'm sorry, I'll just turn this off.
And you can't turn it off. What if work needs you?
All right.
What's going on?
It's nothing. I keep getting calls from the local news asking for an interview.
Because of the calendar?
I keep telling them to interview Megan, but they won't stop calling.
Hi, can I take a photo with you?
Oh, I don't...
We're kind of having a private dinner.
No, of course, it'll only take a second.
Jonas, hi.
There you go.
Thank you.
Wow. It's incredible. She interrupts our dinner and doesn't even apologize.
I am so sorry.
Let's just eat.
Okay.
So we got lucky. The burner had GPS and the location services weren't turned off. We have a record of everywhere that Cheryl went on the day that she died.
We're ready.
Right. She started in Albany on base, I presume. And then she drove all the way here to Atlanta, arriving around 5 p.m.
So she drove straight through.
Yeah, it looks that way. And she hung out in a coffee shop for a while. She called Kurt several times, but he never answered any of them.
I wonder why.
Then at 8 p.m., she went to the park.
Where she was killed. Did you find the car?
No, but if the killer wanted her to disappear, I wouldn't be surprised if it was sold to a chop shop and its parts spread all over the country by now.
So what now?
Probably nothing. The brass upstairs made me call the Marines this morning. The MPs are coming by later today to pick up the body and the files.
So soon?
I don't know how much further we could have gotten without access to Kurt's files anyway. I'm really sorry, you guys.
Okay.
You need to eat. Everything looks better on a full stomach.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, we'd like to place an order.
You two can read, correct? See? Sorry, we're on a break.
Did George sell the truck?
He's having his tonsils removed. I'm filling in right after my break.
Well, could you do one order really, really fast, please?
You're not going to give up, are you? Okay, what do you want? What'll it be?
What do you recommend?
Okay, read off the menu. I recommend you order from there. You know what? Let me make it easy for you too. How about pulled pork, right? A plain pig. It's meat on a bun. People love it.
You know, I'm gonna go with the bacon burger.
Out of bacon.
Chili cheese dog?
Out of chili. Out of cheese. Out of dog. Sorry.
You know what? We'll just take 2 of whatever you want to give us.
2 plain pigs. You'll love it.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll keep the tip. Here you go. Bye-bye. Bye.
Looks edible.
It's not exactly a ringing endorsement. Hot sauce for your thoughts?
I don't know, Haley. Just as we start getting close, the Marines show up and take everything away again.
You're not giving up, are you?
No. I just don't know where to go from here.
Okay, let's look at what we might be missing. So, is there any way to connect Cheryl to Elisa Greystone? We already know she had something to hide. Maybe it's bigger than we expected.
She's dating Lieutenant Young. He can influence who gets contracts and bury reports if he wants to.
Do you think he would kill 2 people to keep his girlfriend's business afloat?
People have killed for a lot less.
Sergeant Nesbitt?
Miss Dean?
Here to take over the Cheryl Park case, I assume?
No, actually, I'm here to work on it together. And for the record, if it were up to me, I would have been working with you all along.
I appreciate that.
When Detective Montgomery called me to fill me in about Private Park, I remembered an incident that happened the day she went AWOL.
You mean when she was murdered?
Here's Cheryl leaving the base at 1 p.m. on Thursday the 11th. Now, it's nothing unusual. She could have been going off base for lunch. But then...
That's Kayla.
That does not look like a pleasant conversation.
Kayla hasn't been honest with us. What else is she hiding?
But she doesn't fit the evidence.
She has motive, Fincher. Strong motive. We have video footage of you confronting Cheryl at the Marine base. So you do know her.
No, I don't.
Why did you suspect that she was seeing your husband?
I followed him a couple of weeks ago. He went to a hotel, and I saw him meet that woman in the lobby.
And you assumed the worst.
Wouldn't you?
Did you say anything to anyone about what you suspected?
I asked Kurt. I told him I saw him with another woman. All he said was it was better for me not to know. I mean, what kind of answer was that? All he said was it was better for me not to know. What kind of answer was that?
So you thought that you would go to Private Park and get your answers. Walk me through what happened that day. You went to base?
I waited at the gate for hours. And I was about to give up when I saw her.
You confronted her. Did she confirm your suspicions?
She kept telling me to mind my own business if I knew what was best for me.
And that made you angry.
Of course it made me angry.
So angry that you followed her all the way back to Atlanta that same day.
No.
And then maybe you heard her calling Kurt. Or maybe you were at home arguing with him when she called. You confronted her again. You hit her. Then you dragged her to the park and you shot her.
No.
And then maybe Kurt found out that she didn't show up for work. Maybe someone on the base told him that you were there. You got into an argument and you hit him too. Enough to make him weak. And then maybe you told him you were taking him to the hospital. But instead, you took him to the park.
No, I could never hurt him.
Even though he hurt you?
I'd like to call a lawyer.
Monty's gonna take that as a confession.
Well, she feels guilt. The much is obvious, but she also feels backed into a corner.
Do you think she did it?
I don't know, Fincher.
It's for the best, Detective Montgomery.
But now he has confirmation that his daughter was murdered. His threats might not be so idle.
Haley, it's nice to see you here.
Am I interrupting?
No, I'm pretty much done. I don't want to press charges on Mr. Park for the threatening note.
And I'm worried that he may escalate.
What do you think, Haley?
With only a threatening note to prosecute, a grieving military father could capture public sentiment and you'd lose the case.
As usual, your intuition is spot on. It's a trait I wish I could inject into all my ADAs. It's like old times, Haley.
So where's Fincher?
With Megan, under strict orders to eat and sleep.
It is hard to lose a friend to needless violence. Oh, Haley, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Oh, it's okay, Monty, really. I just feel like we're missing something.
Forensics didn't find anything unusual. It hadn't been doctored, so no idea where it was taken.
And there was no geographic tag?
It only said Albany. We already figured it was taken on base, so not much help.
Can I keep this?
Yes, we have plenty.
When you said you'd send over Clayton Morell's case file, I didn't expect you to do it in person.
Well, you know I'm a fan of the personal touch.
Oh, actually, I'm really glad you called. I was driving myself crazy trying to find the hidden meaning in this photo, so any distraction is welcome. Can I get you some tea?
Yes, but I can't stay long. Your house is so lovely. It suits you perfectly.
Thanks.
And then there was the guy who used to dress like a lion.
I hope he got the help he needed.
What he needed was a lawyer who wouldn't let him wear his lion mask into court.
Oh my gosh. We've had some crazy cases over the years.
Oh, and they're still going on. And the sad ones, too. I am not looking forward to Clayton Morell's parole hearing next month. But knowing that you're going to testify too is a big relief.
Whatever I can do to help.
You know, Haley, I have given my entire career to the DA's office. I could have gone private or corporate. I had the offers.
Why didn't you?
Because I felt like I'd be letting down the innocents who needed people like us to get them the justice they deserve. But now I'm starting to feel like none of it mattered.
Paulina, you know that's not true. One man coming up for parole does not erase your entire career.
I know. I should really get going because I have a mountain of paperwork to get through tonight.
That is one thing I do not miss, the paperwork.
Oh, so there are things you do miss.
You are one of those things.
Thanks for the girl time. Let me know when you have a chance to get through this case file.
Will do.
Oh. It's a pretty girl. Is it another victim who needs your help?
Sadly, yes.
Well, if there's anyone who can help her, it's you. I'm gonna let myself out. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, you've reached Fincher. Leave a message.
Hey, Finch, it's Haley. I'm looking at this picture of Private Park, and I swear I've seen that creep before. Call me back. Hey.
Hey, Haley. Sorry I didn't listen to your voicemail. I was thinking about the crates in the background of that photo.
Yeah, I think it's the proof Private Park was talking about. I'm looking at them right now. I'm at Houston Industries.
Wait, what? You're at Houston's warehouse right now? Haley, do you know what's in those crates?
I'm about to find out. It says to be destroyed.
Haley, the only thing the military sends home to be destroyed are guns. That's what must be in those crates. Private Park must have figured out the shipment didn't go where it was supposed to.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, she sent him the photo, and he must have recognized the crates on his last inspection.
That means that Houston has someone on the inside. Someone who could forge documents and make those guns officially disappear.
How long have they been doing this?
Long enough that they probably have alarm systems and cameras. Haley, you need to get out of there right now.
Hang it up.
It's too late.
Haley! Haley!
What have you done? Why did you have to stick your nose in this? Too many people are dead already.
Kurt and Cheryl Park.
That stupid photo.
Tom, I can see this is weighing on you. You were stealing guns. You didn't want to use them. You didn't want anyone to die, not by your hand anyway. Kurt confronted you that last day, didn't he?
No. But I knew that he knew, so I went to his house to talk to him privately. I tried to pay him off, but he was too moral. I mean, who's like that anymore?
So you hit him over the head, incapacitating him, and then you put him in his car and took him to the park. Is that what happened to Cheryl?
No.
She had that photograph.
No, I never touched her. And Cheryl didn't deserve to die. We could have figured out another way.
You didn't kill either of them, did you? You had a partner in all of this. They took it to this level. You wanted it to stop.
Stop talking. I'm trying to think.
Tom, talk to me, please. I can help you. You can stop this.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Thank goodness you're all right, Miss Dean.
How did you know I was here?
Mr. Garland called me. He told me everything. About the murders, the gun running, the whole thing.
And you were just very close? Why aren't you on base?
I had some business in the city. Look, I'm gonna need to get a statement. So why don't we go into the office in the back and I'll write it up.
We can go to the police station. I'll give him a call right now.
Why can't you cooperate? I'm trying to avoid making a mess.
A mess?
Okay, let's just drop this charade, shall we? I mean, we both know that I'm gonna kill you. I mean, this whole side business I have going on here is far too lucrative to give up over a silly little picture.
And was it worth killing 2 people?
Yes. Yes, it was. It wasn't easy. I mean, I had to hunt down Cheryl in Atlanta, then drive 4 hours into town to shoot Kurt because this useless coward couldn't do it.
Weak people do desperate things.
He said, you have no idea what weakness is. None.
There's a way out of this.
Not for you, there is. Drop it!
You're not gonna pull that trigger.
You killed a young Marine. At the start of her career. You murdered a good man. Semper Fi, remember?
It's sad. I agree. But they got in the way of my retirement fund.
You killed my friend over money?
Every life has its price.
On your knees. Now! Drop the gun.
Fincher.
Jail's not enough.
You don't believe that.
This is for my friend. For Kurt.
This isn't going to bring Kurt back.
Haley, get out of here. I don't want you to see me do this.
Fincher, I'm not going anywhere.
Haley, please!
Fincher. You couldn't control what happened to Kurt. You can control this.
I gotta do something.
You did. Fincher. You found his killer. It's over.
I have a feeling the gun that killed Kurt and Cheryl will be in one of those crates. Lieutenant Young has already asked if Atlanta PD would take over the investigation, tie up loose ends. Tom Houston is singing like a canary.
All that killing was really getting to him. He was desperate to stop.
Yet he was trafficking illegal guns that kill innocent people every day.
Lena, what are you doing here? You don't usually come to crime scenes.
When I heard what happened, I had to come see for myself. I couldn't lose my best investigator and my best ADA in one night.
I don't work for you anymore.
What if you did? What if you came back? Things are different at the DA's office now. I could use your support and your talent.
Is there something else going on other than Clayton Morrell coming up for parole?
At intuition again. The offer stands, Haley.
Helena.
Don't answer me now. Think about it.
You okay?
Thanks, Haley. I mean it. I don't know what would have happened if you weren't here.
I never doubted you for a second.
I feel so bad. Kurt was alone in all this. He knew there was a conspiracy that went through the Corps. He didn't know who we could trust.
We trusted you. You did him proud, Fincher. What do you Marines say? Hoo-yah.
No. The men's department of the Navy, the Marines, I always say, oorah.
Oorah, then.
More emphasis on the ooh, first symbol, the oorah.
Ooh, rah.
No, not a dance move. Oorah, oorah, oorah.
Oorah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you
just
do
let me
it.
just
You say it.
Yeah,
You're the Marine.
Are you all right? I ran out of the lab as soon as you called.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Something's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. Nothing important.
Nothing important. Is this about the calendar?
Well, I'm not worried about you running off with the first woman who asked for your autograph, if that's what you mean.
You're jealous.
Yes, I am. I admit it. I am really, really, really jealous. This whole calendar thing and you looking like a movie star and women everywhere. At first it was fine, and then it wasn't. I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
It's perfectly normal, Haley.
Not for me, it's not. I don't want other women staring at you or being interested in you. I don't want them anywhere near you, okay? I don't want to have to share you, Jonas, because I love you. I'm in love with you. So that's the truth. And I didn't mean to just blurt it out like that or put you on the spot. That's why I called you. It's what I wanted to say. And you don't have to say it back, really. You don't.
I have loved you since the first moment I met you. I have just been waiting for you to be ready to hear it. I love you, Haley Dean.
Sunday nights are made for mystery on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
If there is something wrong here, it needs to be brought to light.
New clues,
I think there are clues to the crime in this puzzle.
This is not an accident. This is a murder.
new cases,
I'm not a detective, but I'm good at organizing chaos.
a new way to spend your Sundays.
Do you see that?
Discover the best mystery series on television.
Here we go.
Must Solve Sundays, Sunday nights at 9 on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.